Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Now, I know some of you might be asking, where's ReZero? Worry not. We are not going to be ending our run watching ReZero just yet. Instead,
we probably just scared the crap out of everybody who really wanted us to watch ReZero.
I know, but don't worry. That is instead being moved to Thursdays, whereas Frieren is going to be moving to Tuesdays. It's going to be our new show that we're going to be watching, and plus, everyone will not shut up about this show. And I know it's been requested. I know there's a lot of people out there who've been like, really want them to watch stuff like that. Here we are. Are you happy?
I mean, to be honest, like, from what I've been seeing about this show, I really want to watch this.
Yeah. And it's been there's been memes out there, and there's stuff that I've seen. I'm just like, is this a spoiler? I don't know.
It's the first meme I saw from this. I was like, what's that from? Yeah, because it was interesting.
Yeah.
And I found out by checking the comments on the Facebook.
And there you go.
I don't really know a lot about this.
Me neither.
Okay, so Frieren's an elf. She's very, very old. She's also very overpowered. So this is an overpowered protagonist anime.
And I'm not against those. I actually kind of like those sometimes.
I think the breaking of cliche is this takes place like a number of hundreds of years after like the world-ending event and shit has been taken care of or something like that. And therefore this is like the after story of like another
basically an epilogue.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
But just from the things I've seen, it looks very interesting because it seems like there's a lot of people that just like vastly underestimate this character that just get their butts kicked because they're just being asshats and stuff, you know. So,
sounds about right.
Like, there's probably a fair bit of like, you know, catharsis involved if I had to guess.
I wouldn't doubt it.
It seems like a good bit of humor as well.
Oh gosh.
But mostly I've tried to stay away from learning too much about it. I just know it's considered to be one of the very, very good anime that's just popped up recently. So
yeah, so here we are watching it, and hope that y'all enjoy. But we're gonna watch the intro to this, see what's up, and I guess we'll get into the first episode here. Journey's End. Wow, hell of a first episode title. Here we go. Well, I can imagine the loneliness of like going through a journey like that with a group of people, and then all of a sudden they all grow old and die and you're still there. Oh, Madhouse made this. There you go. I like Madhouse.
I like that. That's a good intro.
Not a bad intro.
It's a bit of a bop.
Yeah. At the northernmost end of the continent, I arrived at the place that the people of this world call heaven. A victory parade.
あそこで冒険終わってたよね。
ハイターが二日酔いで役に立たなかったこともあったな。
Damn it.
アンデッドみたいな顔。
に食われかけた時は置いてこうかと思ったぞ。
散々な罠だって言ったのにマジかよ。
短い間だったけどね。
短い？何を言ってるんだ？10年だぞ。ハイターを見ろ。すっかりおっさんになってしまったぞ。失礼ですよ。
Oh. Shooting stars.
10年に一度の流星群。
中だと見えにくいね。50年後、もっと綺麗に見える場所知ってるから案内するよ。何？
いや。
I don't think
it's like literally somebody thought about the concept of there being like other sentient races that live much longer in a way that a lot of people never think about, you know.
Time for others is much more precious than it is to her, and she hasn't realized that yet.
彼女にとっては些細なものなのかもしれませんね。
It is. Especially when some elves in some fantasy live thousands of years. She went on her own journey, learned and saw a great many things. got caught by another freaking mimic.
もうすぐエーラ流星の時期だし、ついでに取りに行くか。
Oh no.
フリーレン。
ヒンメル。老いぼれてる。
言い方ひどくない？年をの角だね。片時も忘れたことはないよ。ずっとタンスから邪悪なオーラが出ていたからね。
なんかごめん。適当に納屋にでも放り込んでおいてくれてよかった。
にとっては大切な仲間から預かった大事なものなんだ。
大そうなものじゃないんだけどな。
Well, to him it. Once again, to him it was.
こだわったって意味ないよ。
ハゲなりのこだわりがあるの。
はあまり変わっていないね。
そうか、そう見えるか。
さすがドワーフ。
で、よく見える場所ってどこなんだ？
だからここから1週間くらい歩いて。
そんなに遠いのか。
まったく老人を酷使しよって時に戻ったかのようだ。最後にとても楽しい冒険ができた。
She was right. This is a much better view. That with a smile on his face. So I think all of us wish we could go.
この人のこと何も知らないし。人間の寿命は短いって分かっていたのに。なんでもっと知ろうと思わなかったんだろう。頭撫でんなよ。
This series has a beginning kind of like Up or something like that.
Yeah, it's literally just like ripping
how
on
did
your
this
heart.
just make us cry in one episode? What the fuck, man?
I know, right?
酒がたたりましてね。天罰だな。生徒によることがあったら私の墓に酒でも備えてください。
死ぬのが怖くないの？
世界を救った勇者パーティーですよ。死後は天国で贅沢三昧に決まっています。共に戦ったのです。
生臭坊主。沖だ。この森いつも迷うな。どこだここ。
20 years.
何かを探し来てたんだ、生臭坊主。
かっこよく死ぬのも難しいものですな。
やる？
酒はもうやめたんです。
Hey.
そう。あの子は
フェルンと言います。南側諸国の繊細孤児でした。字を取りませんか？フェルンには魔法使いとしての素質があります。あなたの旅に連れて行ってくれませんか？
それだけはできない。足手まといになるから。
この魔導書には今は失われた死者の蘇生や不死の魔法が記されているとされています。
まあ5、6年もあれば。でもこんなの解読してどうすんのさ。死ぬのは怖くないんじゃなかったの？
あなたたちの手前格好をつけていたから、前より死ぬのが怖くなったから。まあ、ほんの少しでいいから時間が欲しくなったのです。健やかに生きよとあります。長寿はその最たるものですよ、フリーレン。
生臭坊主。
魔法を教えてあげてはくれませんか？
まあそのくらいなら。
Well, in the D&D terms of resurrection magic, it doesn't work if you expire of old age.
That's the other thing, yeah.
So, just gonna have to figure out the immortality part for him pretty quick by the looks of things.
いた。
Also, now that she has that, I'm worried. Because I'm wondering if this couldn't be a story not only because she's an elf that ages more slowly, but if she accidentally zaps herself with an immortality spell.
Oh boy.
And so this becomes more of like a Lost Odyssey type deal, which is a game I've always really wanted to play because the premise of it just really jumped out to me.
ハイター様からもよく言われます。魔力探知にほとんど引っかからない。
アイワを打ち抜けば一人前になれると言われました。
へえ、ハイターも分かってんじゃん。あれはね。
not quite.
このように
魔法は好き。
ほどほどでございます。
That's the end of the episode. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll watch the end credits and we'll go from there. Well,
It's a pretty outro.
it is. And what a damn good first episode. One that basically sets up the whole thing about, you know, the differences between the various races in this fantasy world. The biggest one being age. And Frieren being possibly one of the she's gonna live longer than everyone else, mostly than everyone else that we see, and having her be the protagonist, she's destined for a lot of heartbreak, especially if she gets to know these people and comes to care about them. And her biggest thing right now is that she regrets not getting to know Himmel, the hero, more before he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
It's because she was so focused on garnering lost spell, or like just getting all the spells that she can. Basically, she's like full wizard build, because wizards don't really have a limit on the amount of spells that they can learn. And an elven wizard would be able to garner a lot of different spells. And honestly, like what's 100 years to an elven wizard? Whereas 100 years, that's the human lifespan. Boom, we're done. And for her not getting to know Himmel more, and just she knows that she missed out on being around him more and like interacting with him more because she was so entrenched in what she wanted to do. That's the thing about what I do whenever I'm doing YouTube and stuff, is like I feel like in a lot of ways I'm missing out on a lot of things with my family. Like there's some things I miss out on where I'm just like, really wish I could have been there for that. Really wish I could have experienced more of that. Really wish I could have done more.
I don't think hardly anyone is ever going to end life without things they wish they could have done, though. Like, even if you got to do more and more and more and more, there would still be... Like, you're always going to feel that way. It's just a thing we have about... It's like, literally, like, you know, FOMO. Like,
Fear of
FOMO
missing out, yeah.
It's a thing in terms of, like, not just gotcha games and shit, but, like, real life, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a thing everybody kind of has, and it's going to be there even if you're really not missing out on that much, you know?
Yeah.
The important thing is just
Very
to,
true.
in my opinion, take everything day by day. But, I mean, I identify kind of with this sort of story because while I'm obviously not nearly immortal, and I'm not going to necessarily live to a very old age, my parents had me at a way later age than most would expect someone to have a kid.
Mm.
Like, my parents are old enough to essentially be my grandparents.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too.
And so, I mean, it terrifies me at the concept that I may lose my parents earlier than a lot of other people my age would.
Well, your parents, I'll say this much, their parents seem to have taken good care of themselves.
Well, the one thing I've noticed is, so I remember wholly as a kid talking to my Aunt Pauline when she told me it was her birthday, and she's like, do you know how old I am? Like, and I was like, how old today? And she's like, 80. I was like, wow. And dude, she looked 80, like old.
Yeah.
Like, she was old to me at that point. And now, like, my dad is like up to that point, and like, he don't look nearly like my Aunt Pauline did.
Once again, he's probably
Like,
taking good care of himself.
Yeah, and I think just modern, like, medicine and stuff, like, and things like that. Like,
Well,
I really do think, like, the human lifespan is slowly getting longer.
Well,
But it also just slightly worries me because I'm like, man, if my parents end up living to be, like, 110 or so, like, how long am I going to be here? And I'm just like, well, with my smoking, probably not the best.
well, that's the thing. It's like for a lot of people out there, like,
I almost don't want to take care of myself because I don't want to be around like till 125 without my parents around and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I worry about that a lot too. Like, The biggest scare I had recently was when my sister said that she had cancer. When they did the test on her ovaries, and turns out it was cancerous. And thankfully she had the test done, and she is still cancer-free. But still, that scared the bejesus out of me. It scared me to the point where I literally just... I was paralyzed for just a little bit. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I didn't want to hear what I was hearing, but yet it doesn't change the fact that it happened. And I am glad that my sister is cancer-free, and I know that it can happen at any point to anybody. And cancer does run on my dad's side of the family very badly. Like I told you about my granddad. My granddad was 68. But the thing about my granddad was he also had acid reflux really bad and dipped tobacco from like the age of 16 until the day he died. My dad doesn't do anything like that. The hardest thing my dad's ever done is like alcohol, but he abused it for just a little bit of time. He didn't like go on like a 20-year bender. For him, it was like 4 or 5 years he was really bad. And then me, soda's my problem. I can't stop with the soda, and I know that will have a very bad effect on me. But if you do take care of yourself and you like balance your life and everything, there's people out there who live, like there's a guy who lived to be like 113, and he basically had full cognition and everything, and he literally just died of old age. He was sitting they said he was sitting in his chair, and he looked up, and he just went, and just, that was it.
It's probably like, you know what, I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah, he just looked up, had a little smirk on his face, and he just took his last breath, and that was it.
I feel like that's going to be me if I live that long, though, and I'm going to be like 110, and I'm going to be like, I'm ready to get out of here. 10 hours later. Fuck! I'm still here!
So you just say, like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I had a horrible nightmare that I was still alive, and oh goodness. Okay, well.
Yeah, I could see this being a real interesting anime, like, for sure.
Yeah, one that definitely taps into a very emotional side of like anime, and I'm in.
I'm down for something to make me feel things. I just hope we don't have to feel things every episode all the way through this.
I agree, because as much as I love this, I don't want to have my like guts ripped out to the point of where by the end of this I'm literally just like,
Yeah, pretty much.
She got nothing left.
We finish episode 26 and be like, that was a great anime, 10 out of 10. I'm going to go call a therapist now.
Like, finish episode 26 and just be like, I'm going to go visit my mom and my dad tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell them how much I love them. Which, you should do that anyway. Anyway. So yeah, that was Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. And this was episode 1, The Journey's End. So we're going to see where Frieren goes from here. But that'll be in the next episode. So if you want to see that, feel free to check out our Patreon, because if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you can actually watch the second episode right now on our Patreon. You just gotta follow the links, hint, hint, click, click right down there. It's really easy. But either way, this is a great series so far. I'm in from the first. This is one of those series where I'm watching the first episode and I'm like, I'm in. I'm in. I ain't got to wait 3 episodes. I am in. But anyway, that's going to do it. So until next time, everyone, signing off, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.